Good morning, and welcome to Jody Lewis Creations. If this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome. If you've been with me and you know me, thank you so much for your continued support. Today is day 9 for Creep on June, and today is my official day. No pressure, Jody, no pressure. Okay, I'm just going to try to work with this piece and have as much fun with it as I want to have, and that's what I encourage you to do as well. Did that make sense? Probably not, but it sounded better in my head. Okay, so I have my piece cut out and I backed it. Now, I already had this printed in my stash, but Tracy has the archive kit with some very similar ledger paper, some really cool stuff. Like I have this October page here that's out of that archive kit. So I backed it for some interest. And I've got two different thought processes going on. I kind of thought about doing it something like this and having this just pull down on the page. I think that would be a really cool way to do it. I know I have that note written on another day, so I'm going to save that for the other day. The reason I changed my mind is the height of these images that I want to use for today. So setting that aside, I have here one of the ephemera envelopes, and I've cut it down to meet this size. I had printed, if you've been following me, you know I said I printed these at 50%, and then I inadvertently printed them double-sided, which I didn't mean to do, but I've been moving this piece around and moving this piece around, and I thought it's time to use this piece so I can stop moving it around my table. And so what I think I'm going to do today is I'm going to make like a little insert. It doesn't look like I cut that very straight. That's okay. So I have my little envelope here. I folded it in half and made sure that it will fit, okay? Like so. And now what I want to do is I'm going to cut this flap off. So I'm going to do that off screen. I'm just going to fold it in half and follow the light edge of this line and go from there. And then when I come back, I will show, oh, and what I'm also going to do is then this edge of both sides, I'm just going to take some scrap paper and reinforce that because we're going to make this as a pocket inside this little thing. So I have it cut, obviously, and I've just glued this down. Just the flap is glued down. And I have this piece separate, and I just used some scrap paper to reinforce that edge. And now what we're going to do is just glue this on the three sides. I'll probably put a little bead of glue in the middle there as well. And I want to make sure that is lined up like where it was. But it's inked on both, I inked it. It's more, prevalent. This side's acting funny, but that's okay. I haven't done this before. We're playing, we're experimenting together. But one thing I've been trying to do this month with some of these bases and pieces is how can we use them differently? And this is not a new idea, I'm sure. It's just not something I have done yet in this particular project. So I'm doing it. And I'm just going to glue, from the peak, just around these sides, just like we would. And then I will put a little bit of glue in the middle just to hold that down when we fold it, in. So, but it has to dry completely before I fold that again, because soft glue and folding it can be kind of tricky. And then we'll set this piece aside to dry and figure out what we're going to do next and go from there. Yeah, just a little glue in the middle there. Don't glue along the top of that where we reinforced it, because then you'll close your pocket up, and we don't want to do that. Now the tricky part, can I get it down without getting glue everywhere? Probably not. If you're new here, I'm kind of quirky. Not kind of, I'm very quirky, but I hope you will appreciate that. And I tend to just run off in whatever little way the squirrels tell me to go when I'm creating. So I might start in one direction and end up in a completely different direction. That most certainly does not look straight on there. I don't think it is straight on there, but that's okay. It's going to be fine. Maybe we'll put some trim or something here. Okay, so while this is gluing, She's creepy. Good job, Tracy. She's super creepy. She's getting covered. I'm putting this lady here. So I feel like, where's our phrase today? In these rapid, restless shadows, once I walked at eventide, when a gently silent maiden walked in beauty at my side. So she's the beauty, silent maiden, walking, and this is her manor where she lived with him. So they're always searching for one another, and with the shadows of the night, because that's when they can meet up. And so, like, see, she's all shadowy here, and this is just a closer up where she's in thought about him, and she's like, man, I sure miss him. I sure wish I could find him. I don't know, but she creeps me out. She's like a Beetlejuice female version. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sitting here playing with pieces and I got an idea. Is it going to work? I have no idea, but we're going to try it. I've stapled my envelope M, and that I just used my regular staple, and it was kind of hard to line up. So I was like folding it, and there's like a little ridge in my stapler. And I can't get it open right now. My hands hurt. But anyway, there's like a little indentation right here in my stapler. And so I was trying to fold this and line it up, or, have it like this and lifting it. And anyway, it was a fiasco. I'm glad I didn't try to do that on camera. This would have been like, what are you doing? And here's going to be another what are you doing moment. I folded this in half and I have this crease, and I'm just going to tear this part way up. And I'm not worried about it being a straight tear, because what I'm thinking about doing with it, I have no idea if this is going to work, but we're going to try it. So I feel like she's in this forest, this shadowy, what is it? Restless shadows. She's in these restless shadows, and she's looking for her mate. And anyway, so I wanted to use her. I like these colors. So like she's in there. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm trying not to get into these trees. I love these trees, but I really want it to be like shadowed under the full moon kind of effect. So I like the blue tones in this, and that's why I'm doing it. So I'm just fussing this fussing with this. I should probably use a complete phrase. Fussing with it until I just kind of like how she is in there. And then we're going to do something down here with her. I think this needs to come up just a little more. I really don't want to get up into those trees where they're like crossing over. And I'm wondering if I shouldn't heat emboss those, but anyway, we'll see how I feel about it. Oh yeah, because I definitely don't want to cover her beautiful hair, because she's got that wild hair going on. And maybe I should have just like fussy cut around the top of her head, but like she's in the shadows, see? And then we'll put this on here, and she'll be like our image on this page. Obviously this is too big. I'm going to cut this down a little bit on the edges, but I really wanted those trees and that moonlight to be like what's illuminating her. I hope I'm not messing this up. I guess there's one way to find out. Okay, I think I'm done with this piece. I didn't put my number 10 in. I will do that off camera. So this is what we have, and my front guy, he's drying. I hope he stays on there. This is a watch face I had gotten for Christmas from, I do a 12 days of Christmas swap with some of my creative friends, and this is the first time I've used one of these little watch faces. So not something everyone's going to have. I know you can use acetate and make a little window. This is a sheet of the images. I printed them 6 to a page, so they are really, really small, and but they're a lot of fun to work with. So, and that's just in your printer setting. Like you can print however many pages to a page. Like 1 is what we normally print, 2 to a page, whatever. And so these were 6 to a page. So I took a little bit of Nouveau mousse. Yeah. Nouveau embellishment mousse to my black vine here, and I just scrunched this up and inked it. This is a piece of I don't know, just a piece of trim. I just ripped a piece of that off. And then in here, so then you open it, and then we have her, and she's been condemned because the people in town say that she's poison. I don't know, but this is who she's out looking for at night. So I actually cut him out of another piece and put him under the moon by the street light. He's like waiting on her, but she's still in the shadows searching. And then in here, I took this image here of the with all the cemetery crosses. This was one of their favorite places to go. So that's in here. And then over here is a fountain. They used to like to sit and listen to the water running. So that's the fountain. And then here she is again in all her glory. She's so pretty. And then over here, I did a waterfall. And I'm still contemplating putting words or something at the bottom of these pages. Oh, excuse me. Get some words or something at the bottom of these pages, or even just, stamping a little bit of interest on here, I think would be nice. I haven't decided, so I've left it for right now. Now you can see this background is not nearly as white as it was when we started. So what I have done is I took my weathered wood and just did some crackle stamping in it. And I took some Villainous Potion through a stencil on the whole background. And I also, I did black soot with some script stamping just to add a little bit more interest. And it was still so stark, very cool tones. And I have mixed cool tones with warm tones in here, which made it a little more difficult to make the background not seem so stark. So then I came in with some antique linen, then vintage photo, and then scorched timber, just trying to get some warmth added into all those cool tones that I was using. I'm okay with it now. I wasn't. It took me a while to get it there. And then I did pull the staples out of this. They were frustrating me because I didn't staple them straight. So I just took regular embroidery floss and through those staple holes, just stitched these in. Now, the top one, I only did like, when you're tying your shoe, you do the thread through the hole once and pull it before you make your bow. On the bottom one, I did that twice, and this was a much easier knot to tie than this one because the top one was wanting to come loose, where having wound that through it twice on the first one allowed me on the second one to pull the knot tighter than this one. So I learned something by doing that. So hopefully that'll be a tip for you as well. So that is going to be my make for today. The video was a little short. I really struggled with making some decisions. I'm not sure how I'm going to keep this piece closed because it's pretty chunky, especially with him now, because that's a very bulky piece. But that is part of why I don't bind or make my spine or whatever until I'm done on a journal that I'm just allowing myself to play with. Because by the time this is said and done, I mean, this could be a 4-inch spine. I have no idea. So I still have a long way to go on it. So if you're new here, I hope you'll stick around and watch me work in my journal. I'm just having a lot of fun with this. I have a few pieces with some really silly notes written on them, so I'm looking forward to diving into those pieces. The bases haven't been the bases and the right colors to pull those pieces out yet, but we will get there for sure. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me. Oh, I left the back of this blank again, so that way it can slide in a pocket or a tuck. And actually, I think I may put this in a top tuck because of him. But anyway, I really like how this came out. I really like how I did this with her. That was new. I've never done that before. So that was just a little bit of a fun twist on her because I just love these images. So Tracy, great job on the images. Thank you for allowing me to be part of the collaboration, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I will see you in the next video. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye. I did it again, you guys. I forgot your words. It's because I was so nervous. Okay, glad I have not uploaded this yet. If you're new here, I've been making the word search words as part of our days. And this one I can show you because, well, I don't want to show you that. I don't want to show you that. Let's cover that. You don't need to see all my words per day, but I have figured out how many words per day we need to get through these word searches. And it's been kind of fun, I think. Some of the viewers have been amazing about saying, hey, I found my words, which has been a lot of fun. It also engages me in doing the word searches as well. So we've done the monster search. We finished that. And today is our first day for the po-ish words. Yes, okay. I just double checking my dates and my numbers here. So we have all of our words, and I've splattered these with a red ink just to make them a little more fun for us as we do. And today is the 10th, so we need 3 words. So I'm randomly picking 3 words. And now our words for the day are foreboding, despair, and shadow. So foreboding, despair, and shadow are the 3 words for day 10 for Creep on June, and those are for the Poe-ish word search. So go ahead and get your Poe-ish word search out, and I hope you'll follow along. And if you find your words, let me know in the comments below. Okay, I really will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.